BC, before Christ, AD, Anno Domini, the Jesus was supposed to born between the two, so that the history can be divided before and after Jesus was born. The only problem is, Jesus was born before the Jesus Christ birth. किसी भी हिस्टोरिकल रिकॉर्ड में जीसस नाम का कोई भी आदमी मेंशन नहीं है, which is quite strange as Roman had a huge penchant to record even a smallest possible event in their historical record. So, Jesus Christ बाइबल के अलावा कहीं भी मेंशन नहीं है और वहाँ भी उनके बर्थ का ईयर मेंशन नहीं है. Bible has 4 Gospels written by Matthew, Luke, John and Mark. ये चारों Gospel biblical narrative हैं जीसस के लाइफ एंड डेथ का, और ये चारों Gospel लिखे गए हैं मैथ्यू, ल्यूक, मार्क और जॉन के अपने अपने पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, and they all contradict each other. But they all mentioned Herod the Great, the Roman Jewish client king of Judea, जिनके एरा में Jesus Christ was born according to the Bible. And it was him who ordered to murder all the infant of Bethlehem just to get rid of baby Jesus. And according to the historical record, Herod the Great was died around 4 BC. Hence, Jesus Christ must have born either around 4 BC or before 4 BC. So, Christmas is the celebration of birth of Jesus. In chilly winter, Jesus was supposed to born on 25th of December, but biblical record shows that Jesus was born in summer. जिस तरह बाइबल में year of birth of Jesus is not mentioned, same way the date of birth of Jesus is not mentioned. लेकिन अगर हम बाइबल में दिए हुए इंसिडेंट्स को केयरफुली एनालाइज करेंगे तो हमें ये पता चलेगा कि जीसस का बर्थ समर में हुआ था, ना कि विंटर में. Incident number 1, Luke 2nd chapter verse 7 to 8 mentions that shepherds were out in the field, that too in the night. Now, since December is too cold and rainy in Judea, it was next to impossible for a shepherd to be outside in the field. Rather, they would have preferred a shelter if it was a winter of December. So it is pointing towards a summer season. Incident 2, Luke chapter 2 verses 1 to 4 mentions that the parent of Jesus came to Bethlehem for a census of Roman to register themselves. Now, रोम में सेंसस कभी भी विंटर में नहीं हुआ करते थे, क्योंकि विंटर में रोम का टेम्परेचर फ्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर से भी नीचे चला जाता था और इसीलिए रोड्स भी प्रॉपर नहीं होते थे, जिसके कारण लोगों का अटेंडेंस कम हो सकता था और फिर इस सेंसस का कोई मतलब नहीं होता. Now these two incidents are more than enough to prove that Jesus was actually born in summer rather than winter. But now the question arises, then why Christians are celebrating the birth of Jesus in winter on 25th December while the biblical record is clearly pointing towards a summer season birth? Christmas एक ancient celebration नहीं है. Historically, relatively it's a newer phenomenon. Christians actually अपने saint और martyr का बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट नहीं करते थे, लेकिन पेगन्स करते थे और इसीलिए चर्चेस पेगन्स का मजाक उड़ाया करते थे उनके इसी बात के लिए. क्रिश्चियनिटी में सेलिब्रेशन ऑफ सेंट इज डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड टू देयर मार्टर्स डे. द डाइस सोलिस इन्विक्टी नोटी, डे ऑफ द बर्थ ऑफ अनकॉन्कर्ड सन, a popular holiday in Roman Empire that celebrated the winter solstice as a symbol of the resurgence of the sun, the casting away of the winter and the heralding of the rebirth of spring and summer. To woo the pagan, a compromise was made. The Christianization of a pagan festival started as the celebration of Jesus Christ's birth. किसी भी नाम का कोई ना कोई मतलब जरूर होता है, चाहे वो किसी भी कल्चर या लैंग्वेज से बिलोंग करता हो. सो व्हाट डज जीसस मीन्स? एक्चुअली नथिंग. जीसस और उनके फॉलोअर्स ज्यूइश थे और इसीलिए उनके नाम हिब्रू नेम थे. हालांकि जीसस मोस्ट प्रोबेबली अरामिक बोलते थे. हिब्रू एंड अरामिक लैंग्वेज में जे साउंड फ्रॉम जीसस नेवर एग्जिस्टेड, सो द एक्चुअल नेम वाज Yehoshua. Yehoshua is a combination of two Hebrew words, Yehu and Shua. Yehu is Jewish God's name और कभी-कभी Hebrew name के आगे या पीछे लगाया जाता है. Shua basically means save. So Yehoshua literally means Jewish God saves. Yehoshua became Yeshua in short, just like Amitabh can become Amit. So the earliest follower of Messiah must have been calling him Yeshua, which was a very common Jewish name in 1st century. हालांकि जीसस एक ज्यूइश थे और उनकी लैंग्वेज अरामिक थी, लेकिन उनकी स्टोरी पहली बार ग्रीक लैंग्वेज में लिखी गई थी। और जब ग्रीक हिस्टोरियन उनकी स्टोरी को लिख रहे थे तो उनके इस हिब्रू नेम को ग्रीक नैरेटिव में इनकॉर्पोरेट करने के लिए उनके पास सिर्फ दो ऑप्शन थे, ट्रांसलेशन और ट्रांसलिटरेशन। In translation, they had to just take the meaning of the word and replace it by the Greek word with similar meaning. In transliteration, they had to just take the sound of the word and replace it by the Greek letters having the same sound. The Greek historian opted for transliteration. लेकिन transliteration process में 4 problems थी. Number 1. The ancient Greek language didn't contain Y sound found in Yeshua, Y as in yes. The closest sound a Greek-speaking person could come to making the Y sound was by putting the two Greek letters iota and eta together and coming up with an EA sound. The second problem, Greek also didn't contain SH sound, which is show, found in show. The closest a Greek-speaking person could come to make the SH sound or show sound was the S sound, made by letter sigma. With the two changes, Yeshua pronounced by a Greek speaker come out sounding like Yeshua. That gave rise to the third problem. Traditionally, male Greek names never ended in a vowel sound. Those that did were generally given the letter sigma or S as suffix. So, Yeshua needed to become Yesuas. This gave rise to problem number 4. The two vowel sounds U and A in between the two S sounds do not flow and are virtually never seen in Greek. So the last vowel sound A was dropped. Now they were left with Iesus. This is the closest the storytellers came to transliteration Yeshua. By now Yeshua was lost all its meaning and sound. Yeshua was known as Iesus to the Greek-speaking world for nearly 400 years. In 400 CE, Latin became the predominant language of Christianity, and hence it was time for the story to get translated from Greek to Latin. Greek और Latin के phonetics same हैं, लेकिन उनके letters अलग हैं. English और Latin के phonetics और letters दोनों ही same हैं. And that is why Yeshua in Greek, Jesus, when got transliterated in Latin, only the spelling got changed, but phonetic remained same. Hence, the Latin spelling and Greek pronunciation dominated the Christian world for nearly 1000 years. The English language was still evolving. The J letter was not seen in the Old English language until 12th century. After 12th century, this J letter started showing up here and there. Over the course of next 500 years, the infatuations towards this newly founded sound increased, and hence the name with the letter I and Y got started replacing by J, which was sounding more masculine. That is how Yeshua underwent one more change from Jesus to Jesus, stripping all the meaning attached to it.